Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 22nd March. A journey through time of 22nd March 2025, Saturday. Today's that is 22nd March highlight in history. 1621. The Pilgrims of Plymouth Colony, led by Governor John Parver, signed a peace treaty with Massasoit Satem of the Wampanoags Quanto serves as an interpreter between the two sides. 1622 Jamestown Massacre. Algonquins killed 347 English settlers around Jamestown, Virginia, a third of the colony's population, during the Second Anglo-Powhatan War. 1631 The Massachusetts Bay Colony outlaws the possession of cards, dice, and gaming tables. 1638 Anne Hutchinson is expelled from Massachusetts Bay Colony for religious dissent. 1668 Notable privateer Henry Morgan lands in Cuba to raid and plunder the inland town of Puerto del Príncipe during the later stages of the Anglo-Spanish War 1654 to 1660. 1739 Nadir Shah occupies Delhi in India and sacks the city, stealing the jewels of the Peacock Throne. 1765 The British Parliament passes the Stamp Act that introduces a tax to be levied directly on its American colonies. 1784 The Emerald Buddha is moved with great ceremony to its current location in Wat Phra Kaew, Thailand. 1792 Battle of Croix des Bouquets. Black slave insurgents gain a victory in the first major battle of the Haitian Revolution. 1794 The Slave Trade Act of 1794 bans the export of slaves from the United States and prohibits American citizens from outfitting a ship for the purpose of importing slaves. 1829 In the London Protocol, the three protecting powers, United Kingdom, France and Russia, established the borders of Greece. 1849 The Austrians defeat the Piedmontese at the Battle of Novara. 1871 In North Carolina, William Woods Holden becomes the first governor of US state to be removed from office by impeachment. 1873 The Spanish National Assembly abolishes slavery in Puerto Rico. 1894 The Stanley Cup ice hockey competition is held for the first time in Montreal, Canada. 1895 Before the Society pour l'Encouragement et l'Industrie, brothers Auguste and Louis Lumiere demonstrate movie film technology publicly for the first time. 1896 Charilaos Vasilakos wins the first modern Olympic marathon race with a time of 3 hours and 18 minutes. 1906 The first England versus France rugby union match is played at Parc des Princes in Paris. 1913 Mystic Fan Jit Long, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Vietnam, is arrested for organizing a revolt against the colonial rule of French Indochina, which was nevertheless carried out by his supporters the following day. 1916 Yuan Shikai abdicates as Emperor of China, restoring the Republic and returning to the presidency. 1920 Azeri and Turkish army soldiers with participation of Kurdish gangs attacked the Armenian inhabitants of Susi, Nagorno-Karabakh. 1933 Cullen-Harrison Act. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signs an amendment to the Volstead Act, legalizing the manufacture and sale of 3.2 beer, 3.2% alcohol by weight, approximately 4% alcohol by volume, and light wines. 1933, Nazi Germany opens its first concentration camp, Dachau. 1934, the first Masters tournament is held at Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia. 1939, Germany takes Memel from Lithuania. 1942, World War II. In the Mediterranean Sea, the Royal Navy confronts Italy's Regia Marina in the Second Battle of Sirte. 1943, World War II. The entire village of Katyn in present-day Republic of Belarus is burnt alive by Skutoja Manas Chapt Battalion 118. 1945, World War II. The city of Hildesheim, Germany is heavily damaged in a British air raid, though it had little military significance and Germany was on the verge of final defeat. 1945, the Arab League is founded when a charter is adopted in Cairo, Egypt. 1946, the United Kingdom grants full independence to Transjordan. 1955, a United States Navy Douglas R-6D-1 Liftmaster crashes into Hawaii's Waimea Range, killing 66. 1966, Arthur Leonard Swallow and Charles Hart Towns received the first patent for a laser. 1963, the Beatles released their debut album Please Please Me. 1970, Chicano residents in San Diego, California occupy a site under the Coronado Bridge, leading to the creation of Chicano Park. 1972, the United States Congress sends the Equal Rights Amendment to the states for ratification. 1972, in Eisenstadt v. Baird, the United States Supreme Court decides that unmarried persons have the right to possess contraceptives. 1975, a fire at the Browns Ferry nuclear power plant in Decatur, Alabama, causes a dangerous reduction in cooling water levels. 1978, Carl Wallenda of the Flying Wallendas dies after falling off a tight rope suspended between two hotels in San Juan, Puerto Rico. 1982, NASA's Space Shuttle Columbia is launched from the Kennedy Space Center on its third mission, STS-3. 1988, the United States Congress votes to override President Ronald Reagan's veto of the Civil Rights Restoration Act of 1987. 1992, US Air Flight 405 crashes shortly after takeoff from New York City's LaGuardia Airport, leading to a number of studies into the effect that ice has on aircraft. 1992, fall of communism in Albania. The Democratic Party of Albania wins a decisive majority in the parliamentary election. 1993, the Intel Corporation ships the first Pentium chips 80586 featuring a 60 MHz clock speed, 100 plus MIPS and a 64-bit data path. 1995, cosmonaut Valery Polyakov returns to Earth after setting a record of 438 days in space. 1996, NASA's space shuttle Atlantis is launched on its 16th mission, STS-76. 1997, Tara Lipinski, aged 14 years and 9 months, becomes the youngest women's world figure skating champion. 1997, Comet Halley, BOP reaches its closest approach to Earth at 1.315 AU. 2004, Ahmed Yassin, co-founder and leader of the Palestinian Sunni Islamist group Hamas, two bodyguards and 9 civilian bystanders are killed in the Gaza Strip when hit by Israeli Air Force Hellfire missiles. 2006, three Christian peacemaker team CPT hostages are freed by British forces in Baghdad after 118 days of captivity and the murder of their colleague from the US Tom Fox. 2013, at least 37 people are killed and 200 are injured after a fire destroys a camp containing Burmese refugees near Ban Mai, Thailand. 2016, three suicide bombers killed 32 people and injured 316 in the 2016 Brussels bombings at the airport and at the Malvik metro station. 2017, a terrorist attack in London near the Houses of Parliament leaves 4 people dead and at least 20 injured. 2017, Syrian civil war. 500 members of the Syrian Democratic Forces are airlifted south of the Euphrates by United States Air Force helicopters, beginning the Battle of Tapka. 2019, the Special Counsel investigation on the 2016 United States presidential election concludes when Robert Mueller submits his report to the United States Attorney General. 2019, two buses crashed in Kitampo, a town north of Ghana's capital Accra, killing at least 50 people. 2020, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces the country's largest ever self-imposed curfew in an effort to fight the spread of COVID-19. 2020, Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis announces a national lockdown and the country's first ever self-imposed curfew in an effort to fight the spread of COVID-19. 2021, 10 people are killed in a mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado. 2024, at least 145 people are killed and 551 injured in a bombing and mass shooting at the Krosas City Hall in Krasnogorsk, Russia. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, share and subscribe.